Hello, everybody. I'm really excited. We have a new project here. It is our new podcast, which is called Talk Shui, like our monthly Zoom Shui. So this time we are talking energies, Feng Shui, energies, ghosts, whatever comes around, everything is open here. And I'm inviting special people to have it interesting and that warmed my heart. So I want to share it with you. And I have today Liz Young from Florida, a dear friend of mine. And Liz, I'm so happy to have you here. And I would like you to introduce yourself because you're doing so many things that I even don't know yet. So I'm really curious also. Please tell us a little bit about you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Annette, for having me. It's such an honor. I really appreciate it.
The honor is mine.
Um,
Thank you.
yes, probably the most profound thing that I've been doing recently has been past life regression as a
Wow.
hypnotherapist. And it's really helped me help others connect the dots between what their life is like now and what it's been like probably in many lifetimes.
You, how did you get to there?
I a dear friend does certification in it, and I took it, and I feel like it's been the biggest enhancement of what I've done through my readings. It connects the dots. It gives us information that we wouldn't otherwise have.
Okay. What problems have people when they come to you?
They have an intuition about repeating patterns. And typically speaking, when they have that, it comes up like many lifetimes they've been playing out the same thing over and over. So it can vary between, some people have been a warrior in every lifetime.
Okay.
Some people have been a victim in some sort of way.
Hmm.
People have died early in every lifetime.
Okay. So how can you do it? How do you feel? How can you see these things?
Well, I take them to a place and they actually are seeing it, but I'm seeing it at the same time. And some people have trouble getting there. And when they do, I'll help them see what I see. Most of the time, it's very clear and it's amazing. If somebody is open and they set an intention early on, then they will go to the place that's most, is the best for them for this lifetime.
Okay. So you put them actually in a what's called alpha state or something like this?
Correct. Yes. Yes. We count down. They go into a deep meditative state. We can still talk like you and I are,
Mhm.
but they are able to see things from a different time. They're able to tell me what time period it was and where in the world it was. And and it always comes back to helping with what's going on with them today.
Wow. Can you give us
It's very powerful.
yes, yes, it's fascinating. Can you give us a practical example without, of course, hurting the privacy?
Okay, so in one particular, it was a male who was in the military here,
Hmm.
and he had all of these issues with dreams and struggling with even health issues as a result of feeling like he was always fighting, you know? And we
Yeah.
would go back, and he has been a warrior since honestly the beginning of time. I said, I've seen you in so many different ways. You've always been a warrior. And it manifested itself in even health issues for him.
Okay. And how can he change it then?
Well, he has. He definitely has because he could recognize it. And it goes in depth. It had
Yeah.
a lot to do with his upbringing and his grandfather and all these different things, also being a warrior. But he identified that he didn't always have to pick up a hammer, when a twig could make a difference, if that makes sense.
Okay. That means actually, if I have a problem that comes again and again and again, you can help me, first of all, to identify it. And then you give me tools how I can break this circle.
Yeah, and in his case, like I said, we identified that he was overreacting
Okay.
and using a hammer when he could have used a twig. And once he started like taking steps back and taking deep breaths and understanding that I don't have to approach everything with violence
Hmm.
from a violent perspective,
Okay.
then things flow a lot better.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. And, he keeps in touch with me to this day as to how much that has helped him. I have so many examples, but that one has been very profound.
Okay. So everyone here who's listening in who feels he is struggling with something and he cannot find, so Liz, there it might be the answer.
Oftentimes it is,
Yes.
because if we only look at what's going on in this life, there's usually so many layers to things.
Hmm.
And getting to those layers is very important, I think. And all we have to do is allow it.
Okay. But we have to be open to it.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
all.
Oh, for sure. Open and then allowing. Yeah.
Hmm. That's very interesting. Very interesting. And so, can you give us another example? That's so fascinating.
Yeah. I was talking to a lady this morning, by the way, and she unfortunately lost her son to a very violent, death in December. And I've seen that they've had many lifetimes together.
Okay.
And he comes through in so many different things that I do. Um, and anyway, I have to like stop for a second. I know you're going to edit, right? This is not live, right?
No, no, no,
No,
we're not.
yeah.
No.
Um, yeah. This is actually a perfect example because her son comes through no matter if we do past life regression, if we do mediumship, if we do readings. He's very, very present. And he lets me know that not only has he lived many lifetimes with his mom, his present mom, but that they had, soul contracts and he was meant to leave when he did. He was only 21, but he's come through so clearly that I was meant to leave right now. And for her, hearing that gives her peace because she's open and she understands it.
Okay. Okay. Do our dreams also have a part in this? Because I dream a lot of, let's say, my mom that passed away or other people. Is this their way to
Yes,
contact us?
for sure. And another client I was talking to this morning, by the way, she was telling me that her son, that she's been estranged with for a while, came through in a dream. And she said, I felt so, my heart was so open and I loved the experience so much, just being back in his presence. And she said, I know it was just a dream. And I stepped in and I said, nothing is just a dream.
So,
you were visiting each other on a different level,
okay. So
and he
our
was
dreams
letting you
are
know that he's okay,
okay. So our dreams are also a way of communication
for sure,
with,
100%.
so we should pay more attention what we are dreaming.
Yes. And right now, I think dreams are very vivid for everyone. I really
Yes.
do.
Yes, we are in a very special period. I also see, even on the phones, I always get 111, 222. It never was like this. It's very strange.
Yeah, me too. And there's always these incredible synchronicities that are going on all the time.
Yes,
It's amazing. It really is. And we are connected globally, and I think more than ever, we're understanding how small the world really is.
yes.
And
So
it's not about the US, it's not about Israel, or it's not about anywhere. It's about the collective, and that we our only job is to love people and raise the vibration of the planet, period.
yes, yes. Okay, I think that was a beautiful, beautiful summary to raise the spiritual elevation of everybody. That's why we are here to connect people, to to lift up, to give hope, to give help. And Liz, thank you so much for coming in. And I hope we are having another session because this is fascinating. So, everybody who's interested, I will put Liz information down here. So, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Liz, again. And I hope to see you soon again. Bye
Thank you very
bye.
much, Matt.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.